This is my 1939 Chevy that my father had. It's a Master 85. My father purchased it in 1974 for $35. Put a battery in it and drove it home. 1974 is the year I was born. Bought it from an old farmer around here that was using it out in the meadow to teach his children how to drive a Standard. So, and he got it home and restored it way back then. Did a little body job to it. Put the drivetrain of a 1956 Chevy Bel Air in it. Got a little 265 cubic inch V8 with a 3-speed manual, and then the rear end out of the 56 Bel Air. He loved the taillight lenses off of a 58 Cadillac, and so those got added to the rear of the car. It's got a Mustang 2 front end that was put in probably 15 years ago with power steering and disc front brakes. I just put the aluminum radiator in it. Had the original radiator in it up till then. The hood is off right now because the grill is at a powder coater, being powder coated with a chrome process to powder coat, because actually chrome plating was out of this world expensive. So the windows are beginning to delaminate a little, but I do have a source for a set of new windows that I'm probably going to end up getting. But the car really is the motor's really tired. It does run, but it's tired. It smokes, and it really needs to be new. The transmission is okay, but gears make noise. The rear end is pretty well shot. Been leaking for a long time, and of course driven with low oil, so that doesn't do the gears any favor. But the running boards are new. The bumpers are new. It's gonna need, it really needs paint. As you can see, there's a couple of spots, little rust spots that have started that need to be ground up and filled in. I've got new fender welts for the fenders when they come off. This car has just been in our family for forever. This was Dad's pride and joy up until we lost him in 2010 in October. And earlier that summer, you know, of course, unbeknownst to us, it was going to be his last summer with us, but we didn't know that at the time. But I put the car back together. It hadn't been on the road for a number of years, and the interior is pretty decent. So Dad was able to ride in it for a few times, even though he wasn't able to drive it. But it's got the original dash, which we love. The steering wheel was, of course, replaced when the front end was done. I bought him the steering wheel. He couldn't decide, so I made a decision and bought it for him, and he loved it. And he loved his Hurst. He loved his Hurst shifter, of course. And I guess the interior could probably use a new carpet, but the seats and everything are really in very, very good shape. Headliner is really in good shape. But other than that, you know, son of a gun, if I've got the knowledge to be able to do all this stuff, but you know, 11 surgeries in 10 years, and I guess my body just doesn't want to do what I think it should be able to do. But so I'm hoping you guys might consider us to help us out. I'm a Air Force vet, worked as an explosive ordnance disposal tech and instructor for 10 years, back 94 to 2003, and that's my license plate on my motorcycle. But anyways, so this is the car. I hope you guys will consider us for your show. You know, we watch it regularly. My 13-year-old girl, my 12-year-old son is absolutely excited to build stuff, and he's at the point where I can start teaching him a little bit, but he's just not quite at the point where he can actually do it yet. But we're hopeful to get there. So thank you very much for your consideration.